is what I got out of Heiner's story, because he uses a concept that was kind of compelling to me: external workspaces of the mind. And it's already a concept that's 25 years old. I'm happy to share it if anybody's interested, but that's up to Heiner. So the point is that we, outside of ourselves, always try to observe from a certain point of view. And one of the core ideas from Heiner, in my understanding, is that we don't just have to observe from one vantage point or one perspective, but you have to be a super observer. So it's a wider and deeper sensor. So you have to not just zoom, but an ultra wide zoom, and you have to use your senses, all your capabilities, basically. So the whole invitation is to be better informed from more perspective and from basically unforeseen possibilities which we possess these days. So the point of being aware that you are the observer and you can change perspectives is, I think, one of the main points Heiner puts forward. So imagine the observer looks at the observed being somebody, a real situation or imagined situation. So then in the mind of the observer is this image of what he observes. So being aware of that is also one step ahead. And then inside the brain, what he calls the workspace of the mind, he processes all the data about the observed object, in this case a human, not only how he looks, but the smell and all the things you can know about it. And Heiner tries to map this stuff. So what did I do here? So he tries to make us aware that there's a multi-dimensional way to map observations to a system of coordinates. And Heiner has been working to create system of coordinates that kind of represent those different perspectives. So as we know, there is you can map a certain observation on a line or on a plane or in space, or, and that's what Heiner is trying to do, in a multi-dimensional space. And he calls those external workspaces. And those multi-dimensional workspaces together as an integral understanding form his cognitive panorama. So he has one for contexts, for subjects, and for objects. And combining those and being aware of all those different vantage points makes us help create deeper understanding and insights, we hope. So this is kind of I think the summary. So all these input can be are processed in your mind, your workplace of the mind, he says. And of course, it becomes interesting when not only you have one brain, but you have the hive mind, all brains, like in this room. So this is such a beautiful collection of intelligence and different perspectives by itself. And then the thing is, of course, what can we do together, what we cannot do alone? So we have here A, the observer, B, as discussed, the observed situation, and the observer is supposed to have way wider sensoric perception of the observed situation. Then it's processed in the workplace of the mind, and then they are mapped to external workspaces. And connected, they basically give a navigation system of understanding, according to Heiner. And that's it.